2010 had its share of memorable images, from the miraculous survival of Chile's miners to the deadly devastation of the earthquake in Haiti to the environmental disaster that was in the Gulf of Mexico. All these moments were captured in breathtaking photos in the pages of Time magazine. And Michael Elliot, Deputy Managing Editor of Time, is with us this morning. Good to see you.
Good to be here.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Let us go through some of the images and some of the stories of this year past. And let's start with the let's start with Haiti.
Sure.
We were there in the aftermath there, and I swear every time you turned a corner, there was an image that was almost indelible.
Poignant, tragic, unforgettable. A record of the incredible suffering, but also the resilience of people there. So our photojournalists who went back to Haiti a number of times, including just before Christmas during the cholera epidemic, if you remember, which was just that extra hit, and found some extraordinary images. We're looking at one now of an overcrowded cemetery, which was taken actually very, very shortly after the earthquake, with that crow or whatever it is sitting on one of the graves. So that was obviously one of the stories, one of the events of the year that created terrific opportunities for our wonderful photojournalists.
Yeah, really stunning. The other story that stayed with us all summer long, and literally we couldn't take our eyes off of, quite honestly, was the oil spill.
Absolutely.
In the Gulf.
Yeah, Peter Van Ekmel, one of our contributing photographers, was down there a lot for us. And there were two aspects of that story that produced great photographs. First of all, there was the economic devastation. There was the spill. Yes. The photograph that we're looking at now, you know, the sheen of oil all over the Gulf. And then secondly, the second photo, the devastation of the natural environment, what happened to seabirds and stuff like that.
And it was very interesting because in the arc of that story, it wasn't until the animals were affected that people really stopped.
That's absolutely right.
That's
absolutely right, because some of those images of the ducks and the geese and the wildfowl that were kind of covered in that horrible black sludge.
Then people really
brought it home to people.
Yeah, no question. Yeah. The other great story, I think, of this past year, at least one of a certain celebration, was the Chilean miners, who, as we realized, you know, they were down there and they were alive, and that first shaft was dug down, and so food could get down there, and this notion that they might not just survive, but really actually all get out of there.
It was the real feel-good story of the year, wasn't it? I mean, it was the one that absolutely lifted all of us. I mean, we kind of watched it develop on TV.
So tell me about these portraits then that appeared in Time, all these black and whites.
Well, once everyone had got out, we decided that we would see if we could do a major feature and photograph, take a portrait of every single one of the 33. So Peter Hapak, wonderful photographer, went down to Chile. Our fabulous photo editors organized it all. One of our reporters went down with him, and he tracked them all down. He found every single one. So you get these wonderful, resilient men who have gone through this. This actually, the youngest, I think this kid is just 19. He said he was going to go back to college. I mean, looks just like a kid, doesn't he? I mean, incredible.
Those are great.
So wonderful stuff.
I want to jump also over to the World Cup in South Africa, which was this promise of it's going to be too dangerous, the stadiums aren't ready, the country's not ready for this, and it turned out to be such a spectacular celebration.
It was fantastic. I was actually down there for a few days. I was lucky enough to spend some time in South Africa during the World Cup, and of course there was this absolutely astonishing atmosphere. Middle of winter, of course, down there, so it was kind of cold and chilly.
But played then also against this amazing scene with the vuvuzelas and these crowds of people. And South Africa coming together in a way that I don't think it anticipated.
It was deeply moving. I mean, it was extraordinarily moving. And we had a photographer, Dominic Nair, I think it was, who went out into the townships and tried to capture the role that soccer plays in South African life. So a fabulous collection of images, both in the townships and also in the stadiums, as people really came together, as you say, in this kind of expression of goodwill and unity, and showing the world what they could do. It was a really unforgettable experience, I thought.
Michael Elliot, thank you very, very much for coming in this morning. And if only the Dutch had played like the Dutch, we'd had a better outcome.
I think that's absolutely right.
There you go.